Hello, hello. Welcome to the event to end all events. We are in sunny Hurstville. I'm Dylan Brown.
And I'm Ian.
And yeah, we are out here with 310 players at last check, battling out for a Black Lotus for first prize.
Absolutely. The biggest Highlander event I believe we've ever had here in Australia, which is very exciting.
I genuinely think it's the biggest event we've ever had in Australia, full stop. Like, money-wise, this is by far the biggest event we've ever had since, I think, the Pro Tour back in like 2002, 2003. But look, November 15 is going to go down in history as one of the biggest events of all time. Now,
Okay.
I've done some research. We've looked up some other events that have happened November 15th throughout
Okay.
history. So I'm going to give you the top three, in my opinion. In 1920, the League of Nations met for the first time to make the Geneva Convention.
Okay.
That's probably like a close third to this
close
Lotus
third,
event.
yes.
We've got other ones, don't worry. In 1988, Milli Vanilli came out, November 15th, said, you're right, we didn't actually sing any of our lyrics. So that's probably on the leaderboard as well. But most importantly, and speaks to the demographic of the room and the watchers, the original Xbox came out 2001. So that's a pretty good one too. I think that's a number second, but we're going to go the Lotus event, the event to end all events. This is our number one.
It is. I mean, it's the event to end all events. Very exciting.
There's nothing more after this. We're done.
310 players here. We've got 8 rounds today. Then we're going to come back, take only the best players. Well, anyone who got 5 wins comes back tomorrow
5
for
wins.
4 more rounds, and then a top 8. And at the top of it, well, there's a Lotus, really. So that's the big one.
That's the
course.
draw. That's kind of the card that everyone in the room is after. Now, from a quick check, I think there are 3 Lotuses in the room. 3 or 4. Out of the 310 players, 3 or 4 of them have registered the card Black Lotus. So maybe they don't need one. You know, maybe they want a second one.
I was going to say, maybe there's going to be a second one. Because coming to that, Highlander in an interesting spot right now. A few different decks. Grixis is always around. We will see them later. Don't worry. We've got some more interesting things for the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, we do.
I think the Grixis might be unavoidable. Well, the other deck that I think might be unavoidable is Storm.
There is a Storm coming. I tell you what. Yesterday we had the Invitational, and the finals was a Storm Mirror. And it ended with a win on turn 1 thanks to the Black Lotus card that we are giving away. So,
absolutely. Both Brendan Crawford and Richard Owens going undefeated through the Swiss. They met in round 5 and decided, you know what? Why should one of us lose? Let's just take an intentional draw now. Both beat our opponents after this. Meet in the top 8 as the 1 and 2 seed. As you say, Brendan taking out on turn 1, which is very fitting end.
Yeah, Richard and Brennan, both Melbourne locals, both have played each other a lot over the last couple of months in the Storm Mirror. And I think, to be honest, they were just sick of coin flipping. That matchup is mostly just a coin flip of what's going to happen. And Brennan won heads twice yesterday. So
Good.
Walks away with a Volcanic Island. Pretty good. Pretty good prize. Not as good as Lotus. So see if Brennanos, the God of Storms, can take it down again over this weekend, or if someone else is going to claim the crown.
Absolutely.
But round 1, we have some spice. So we decided we're going to save some Grixis, some Storm, some boring stuff for later on. This round, we have Mono Black in the hands of Christopher Barton, I believe it is.
Christopher Burdon on Mono Black, and then Shane Cunningham playing Jeskai. Paradoxical Outcome will be the opponent there.
I can't wait to see this deck. I heard it was some Jeskai Bomberman Time Vault pile, and those are 4 words I really like. So let's get into it and see what's going to be going on here.
So Shane on the left there, Christopher on the right with those bright orange sleeves. Very nice as the players draw their opening hands. You know, I played yesterday. I'm also a Melbourne local, so I've had to play Richard and Brennan a few times. Started off 5-0. Thought my day is going great. Guess I got paired into in round 5.
Some clouds
round 6. That'd be Brennan. Round 7, got Richard. They both beat me, by the way. And then the quarterfinals, Richard again, and I lost again. So 5 wins straight into lose to Storm 3 times.
And that's why he's on camera today.
Yeah, correct. I came back here. I said, I don't want to do that anymore.
Please, get me out of here.
Get me out of there.
All right, so looking at opening hands, looks like Shane's gone for a mulligan here. From Christopher's side, I see 2 Swamps and Inquisition. We have a future shifted border. I think it might be a Yixla Jailer? Is that what that is?
That'd be a
Or it could be one of the Mystery Booster 2 future shifted borders.
That's true. There are so many more future shifted borders now with Mystery Booster 2. So many cards that I didn't know existed in that border.
To be fair, hot take, future shifted borders, my favorite borders. I've always loved them ever since Future Sight came out, and the fact that there's more of them in the wild, big fan of this.
I also love them, just because they are one of the weirdest borders out there. As Shane takes another mulligan, down to 5. Not where you want to be, but these sort of powerful Highlander decks, they can have some pretty strong starts off 5 cards.
Yeah, and now, do we settle on this being an open decklist event?
This is an open decklist event, so both players know what's going on. Christopher knows what's up. He knows his opponent is trying to take infinite turns, trying to do some busted things with artifacts. So I'm sure he saw that Inquisition in his opening hand and knew how valuable it would be.
And this is one of those matchups, and one of these cards specifically with discard spells, where when your opponent's mulliganing, you are getting a bigger and bigger smile on your face as it's going. And look, Christopher's loving this. He's like, yeah, go to 5, go to 4 even. How many cards do you want to start the game with? Because I'm going to make it 1 less.
You know what? I just admire that Christopher has resisted, chanting out loud 4, 4, 4, 4, because I'm sure it's going on in his head.
Oh, for sure. Every now and then you do the subtle, like, I'll put my hand on the table and I'll hold up the number of fingers I want you to mulligan to. So I'll, like, just go 4 fingers down, 3 fingers down.
Yeah, beautiful.
Or you give, like, the OK symbol where you're holding up 3 fingers and it's a subtle, hey, go 1 more.
What? Well, just 1 more. What could it hurt,
What could it possibly go wrong? So it looks like Shane's deciding to keep this 5. We are bottoming that was a Mishra's Bauble and the One Ring, I believe was the other card. We have the Time Vault in hand, Windswept Heath, Meticulous Archive, Volcanic Island, and I think that might be Final Fantasy Brainstorm. But okay, Shane's on the play, so this is going to be really rough when this Chris, we got to draw a card. That's the best part of Magic, drawing more cards. Come on.
Absolutely. Can't skip that. I mean, literally you can't. The judges will get mad at you if you try and skip it.
Inquisition of Kozilek. Oh no, it is the Brainstorm. Oh no, and he decided to go for the Surveil Land on turn 1, so he couldn't hold up the Brainstorm to hide all of his juicy goodies.
That is heartbreaking, not having the Brainstorm up to try and hide your Time Vault, because I think in Shane's seat now, you're not winning a fair back and forth game. Down 2 cards on the mulligan and on the play, so you are trying to look for a quick Time Vault combo, I imagine.
Yeah.
So getting this taken by an Inquisition will be heartbreaking for him. We can see now Shane explaining how Time Vault works, because this is a case, as with me, old Magic cards, reading the card does not explain the card.
No, this is a really weird one, and I don't know if you've played much Vintage in the past, but there have definitely been some cheeky Vintage gamers with Time Vault, which we're going to put up on the screen now, where I used to play a lot of Dredge. So I would have Bazaar of Baghdad's. I'd be trying to activate Bazaar in my opponent's end step. I don't want to get got by Graveyard Hate or some kind of interaction there. And my opponent would play a Time Vault pass, and then they'd untap, immediately skip their turn. And be like, no, you take a turn. And you don't get a priority window to activate your Bazaar, to crack your fetch lands, to do anything. So, wow, that's a power move by Chris there, taking the Brainstorm.
Yep, so Chris basically saying, this Time Vault doesn't do anything by itself. And that's
No.
right. The fair use of Time Vault, as you say, skipping a turn to take a turn.
Not the best.
Not the best.
That's not what I'm signing up for. But to be fair, Chris, with only 1 card in hand, Shane with only 1 card unknown in hand, and it's just a land, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see the Time Vault skip here. There's no pressure on board from Chris. He's already down so many resources. He could easily just go, all right, go again.
Absolutely.
Take another turn.
One thing to note, of course, Shane did keep on top of this Surveil Land on turn 1, so you have to assume the
That card's
unknown
gotta be
card.
good.
Yeah, that's a good card. And as you say, can't Thoughtseize, or in this case, Inquisition, the top of the deck.
Exactly. So Chris is thinking on what he's going to play here. We have the option for Ghost Quarter. It looks like we have the Black Manland.
That is a Hive of the Eye Tyrant.
There it is.
I love these borders. These are the sort of
D&D book.
Yeah, the D&D book-looking borders.
Yeah.
Very cool. Obviously, that land, of course, only comes into play if it's the first or second land.
Correct.
Comes into play untapped, rather. So he's incentivized to play it, but instead looking like we're just going to get the swamps out there. There's a Barragorth in hand, so there is some pressure.
Is this a Mind Twist? Is that what the card is? Oh my god, it is. Oh, okay. We're going for the 50-50. Are we going to hit the Windswept Heath or the mystery card? Christopher definitely hitting the Vegas special here with the bet it all on black.
Yeah.
And more gambling has ensued. All right. Oh, it was the Tezzeret, which is the combo piece that we was missing as well. That would have been infinite turns. Next turn.
That's a hell of a card to keep on top. Yeah.
That's, you know what? Shane's mull, pretty good, actually, turns out.
I mean, this is sort of what we're talking about, though. Even as you mulligan to 5, you only need 2 cards.
Yeah. And
You only need 2 cards to combo off. And as you said, Shane here going to skip his turn.
go.
Say, I want to take 2 turns in a row. You can have another one. Because my card's bad anyway. Like, I've got a Windswept Heath in hand, so your discard spells don't do anything. So, yeah, you go ahead.
I'm fine. Go ahead. If I need to take an extra turn, I got it on lock. Here it is. And I think we're seeing a function of the way Shane's deck is built in the fact that they don't make them like they used to. They're not going to make another Time Vault effect.
No.
But they have made a lot of things that untap artifacts.
Yeah.
So,
Feels like every second set we get another way to untap an artifact.
CDH players in scrambles, as they're constantly trying to figure out what other artifact untapper they want to put in their 100-card singleton deck. We only have 60 to choose from, so you got to pick the best of the best. With this Time Vault not being taken, I don't know if Chris knows how many possible untappers there are, but we're looking at the Tezzeret that's already in the bin. We're probably going to expect Voltaic Key, Galvanic Key. There's a lot of different ways that we can hit A plus B, but there's only one A in this deck, which is the Time Vault.
Yes.
So we're going to pull up Shane's deck for us so we can have a look and do a little quick count to see. Maybe we're not. We'll see. It's round 1. We might not have all the deck lists fully loaded yet.
But there's usually a couple keys, maybe a Voltaic Servant, so different options, and then all the tutors, as you said. Tezzeret's a tutor for them. Probably some other tutors in these artifact decks.
For sure. Now, we also did get the slight hint from production that there's some Bomberman stuff going on in this list as well. So there's other A plus B combos that Shane is going for in this deck. And I love this. I love when Time Vault players do the cheeky, I'm going to skip my turn, go ahead. And the other player has, experienced this for the first time. This is probably Chris's first time having someone go, no, go ahead, go again.
Chris can't believe it. He didn't have to pay any points and he got to cast a Time Walk.
Yeah. And he's like, wait, that's still in play.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is weird, right? You're not used to this. You're not used to sort of the play patterns of taking 2 turns in a row. And so now we're having a bit of a judge call here to explain how Time Vault works.
Correct,
Because it's not straightforward.
And to be honest, I'm not even 100% sure. Like, I don't know if Shane's supposed to untap his lands when he untaps the Time Vault, because I believe it skips your entire turn if you choose to untap it. So we'll see how this goes. I do believe we have Matt Anderson as the table judge for this feature match. So Matt, pretty competent. He knows what he's doing. He's gonna explain what's happening here.
And then bring up the Oracle text there of you can sort of see on the phone there, a more modern printing of Time Vault with wording that actually works in Magic.
Yeah, and this one is purely from online. And yeah, as I said, so pretty sure the lands don't untap when you decide to skip your entire turn with the Time Vault there. So yeah, Christopher it's now his 3rd turn. He's now on the play, actually. We swapped it around a bit.
Welcome back. You're on the play. So he will have a chance to deploy this Barragoyf and start to have some amount of pressure.
Yeah, and we've got the Barragoyf at already, a 3/4. It's not anything to write home about, but it's still going to start clocking in, and it grows itself. That is one of the best parts about this Barragoyf card. Always going to get big. Bazar, as we like to call him in Australia here, is premier threat of the format that is not pointed. Don't know how long that's going to last for. We are constantly putting points on all the best creatures until people stop playing with them.
Just point every card in Grixis.
Yeah,
That's
honestly, that is. Don't mention that in the public points Discord, please. We get enough hate as the Grixis Cabal. There's only so many creatures that have a good power and toughness baseline that we can keep cutting from our deck before it gets worse and worse. I think we've looked at the Grixis list since 2023, and I think it's gained 9 points in that time.
That's a sign that you're playing the right deck, actually.
Yeah. Look, we'll get into Grixis later in the weekend. We don't want to harp on about it too much.
Chris is going to fire off a Ghost Quarter here, try and disrupt Shane's mana base a little bit. This is the classic check of, do you have a basic? Because not all Highlander decks do. Most of them do. We see mountain, snow-covered mountain there, snow-covered island.
I think I saw a second snow-covered island as well. Yeah. Shane opting for 2 different artworks of the snow-covered island, which is... That's a bold move. I'm playing 60 unique cards in my deck, one way or another.
You know what I found yesterday? I borrowed, and I didn't know these existed, the Aether-Drift promo basics that are bright yellow.
Oh, yeah, the piss foils.
Yeah, heinous.
Yeah, they are. You know what? Mostly of the time, when we're in coverage, we're supposed to be professional. We're supposed to, objective opinions. Those are the worst basic lands that ever exist. And I'm telling you now, if we find that you have them on coverage, you will not be on coverage anymore. I do not want to look at piss-colored basic lands while we have to play Magic.
Oh,
baby!
Ooh,
hello.
Tribute Mage.
Tribute Mage. Love this one. I love how they fixed the saga of this. They were like, we got one that gets 1 or less. We got one that gets 3 or more. We need one that gets 2.
No, it's more than that. There's 1 or less. There's 2. There's 3.
And then
there's 4 or 5. And there's 6 or greater. There's a whole family of these. And they all start with T. It's like Trinket Mage, Trophy Mage, Tribute Mage, Treasure Mage.
They're going to run out at one point, right? Like, they stretched the mark to make Tribute Mage. Now, what we didn't see there was Shane went and fetched Voltaic Servant, I believe is the name of the card there.
Yes.
Christopher has no answer for that in his hand. Decided that that's probably just going to be it because Shane can then skip his turn to take an extra turn with the Time Vault. He'll then untap, play the Servant, untap the Time Vault, take another turn, and Chris just didn't have the mana to interact at this point. So
so Shane there actually had the extra turn stacked up already from skipping a turn.
Exactly.
So gets another turn, plays Servant. In his end step, the Servant will untap the Vault, and he can tap it again to take another turn. And we're going to repeat that ad nauseum.
And I'm sure we can find a way to win with infinite turns. It's not hard.
Voltaic Servant is a 1/3, so that's enough.
Slow death.
Yeah, just a 1 peck at a time.
Now, did see Shane use that lay-by to take that extra turn. Also seeing Shane sideboard in A card that we're going to see a lot this weekend, I would expect, and I'm dubbing it the future of Magic the Gathering, Quantum Riddler.
Yeah, it's crazy how this card. So we started to see it, especially in Modern, alongside Ephemerate and Flicker effects, right?
Yep.
So that you could sort of cheat out this 5-drop as a 2-drop.
Exactly.
But the evolution of that now is that we're seeing the boogeyman of the format, Grixis, but basically every fair blue deck just play it with no way to cheat it. They're like, yeah, I'm going to pay 2 mana to draw a card, maybe 2. Later on, I've got this 5-drop on layaway.
Worst case scenario, it is 2 mana, draw 1 card. Mid case scenario.
Which is not a playable rate in Highlander or even close to it.
No, but it does put it away to the side.
And so it's really draw 2.
Exactly. It's a looming threat, right? It either is going to answer, it's going to eat a counterspell, which, despite how good Quantum Riddler is, this format is vintage legal cards. So we are expecting very high power from every deck in the field. And Riddler does actually stand up because it forces you to have that question of, are you going to interact with it now? Are you going to interact with it later? Do you think the game is going to get to a point where you get to cast it a second time? Because 7 mana, draw 2 cards, also not great.
No,
that's the floor of the card. But it's also a 4/6. It flies. It hits hard.
Yeah.
I've been calling it beans with flying.
Beans with flying. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And that's kind of how it feels.
The thing is, we think of Highlander as a very fast format, and most of the time it is. But sometimes these fair decks, they grind it out, they slug it out, and they pull these games out. And then a 4/6 flyer that draws a card or 2, really good in that spot.
Exactly. I mean, we do have a few cops in the room, right? We've got Grixis. The Cabal is out, and they are the boogeyman of the format. They are the police. Grixis is trying to be the fun police, which is why we're not going to have it on camera for a couple of rounds at least, I assume. But yeah, Grixis wants to play those longer games.
Yes.
It wants to play these attrition-based. It's going to have those pivot points, and Riddler just fits against Grixis, but also for Grixis a lot. I've spoken to a few players over the last couple of days, the last week or so leading into the event, of what they think the format's going to look like, what they're expecting, what they want to bring. And most of the people I've spoken to have said, I don't have a plan for Storm. I tried. It didn't work. Everyone else is in mid-range hell, and I want to join them.
It's true. It is a lot of mid-range hell, and then 3 or 4 Storm pilots gleefully tearing their way through the field.
Yeah, that's basically what we've been seeing for the last couple of weeks in the format. And Riddler fits so perfectly in mid-range hell, not in a derogatory sense. We love mid-range hell. I want to be drawing cards. I want to play things on the board. I want to attack. I want to block. This is what I want to be doing. Storm is fun, but it's the same thing over and over again, and one person is having 100% of the fun in that match.
Absolutely. So with 310 players in the room, it's round 1. This is your chance, Dylan, to call your shot. Who do you think's walking home with the Lotus?
Okay, so hear me out. I'm not a superstitious girl by any stance, but I wanted to base my event on who made me smile first today, and I'm going to give my shout out for whoever's going to win the event to Alan, Polish last name. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Alan. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of J's and Z's in there. I'm going to butcher it. I'll try and ask you later on in the day how I'm going to do it.
Too many consonants for
I'm not going to get it.
White Australian brain to comprehend.
Yeah, mind if a white girl speak a little Polish for a second? But yeah, we went and had breakfast. Alan's a pro player from Poland. He's come over to, give Pat some much needed money. And he wanted to see what all this 7-point Highlander business was all about, try his hand at winning a Lotus. He's playing Storm.
Yes.
So as much as I don't want to, I'm going to give it to him. He came up to me at breakfast today. He was like, hey, nice to finally meet you in the flesh. I heard you liked Polish sweets. You had a Polish friend growing up. So here's a big bag full of Polish candy that I snuck through customs for you. So
such a nice guy that we'll even excuse him playing Storm.
Yeah, exactly. He gets a pass, okay? He gets the Storm pass.
Yeah, absolutely. So I came into this, and my pick was going to be Trent Clark, because it's been a while since we've seen him really knuckle down and take an event seriously, and I know he's worked his ass off for this.
Yeah,
and it's been a while since we've seen that, and I think people have maybe forgotten how good this man is. But I have to say, after yesterday, after getting beat up by Richard twice in a row and seeing Storm, that's my pick now. That's Richard Owens, the kind of the progenitor of this version of Storm.
Yeah.
I think he's sort of the master. He's played it a lot, knows the deck inside and out, and we both think Storm is very good, so he's going to be my pick, I think.
I can't fault you for that.
Both of us on Storm players.
Yeah. Who would have thought? After how much we bemoan this deck, we're going to, unfortunately, try and give it the nod.
I appreciate that you've picked a Storm player despite working with a lot of the bus stop team on Grixis for weeks. You're like, despite all that, though, I don't think any of you are winning. I'm sorry.
To be fair, 2 of the 3 Storm players in the room, both on bus stop. Alan is honorary bus stop. He's currently wearing the beautiful burgundy t-shirts that we've got. I can see him from here. He looks quite pleased with himself, so I think we're up a game. So
Yeah, a little sneak behind the curtain.
Yeah.
We're actually in the player hall this time.
We're in
if
the
you
room.
watched Martin Clash earlier this year, we were out in the foyer. So it's nice to feel like we're actually a bit part of the event.
I'm surrounded. It's great. I can make eye contact with at least 40 players from where I currently am.
Yep, absolutely. Everyone's currently deep in thought. No one's looking at us because they're all in the middle of very complicated games.
Oh, yeah. And it's one of those things that when an event is this prestigious, there is this much on the line, much like in 1975, the Sharks are coming out.
Absolutely. The Highlander community as a whole is lovely. It's very supportive. It's very friendly. A lot of people playing for the love of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when there's a Lotus on the line, and it's round 1, right? So everyone's still in contention.
Exactly.
Give it a few rounds, and everyone at the the X3 table here to have a great time, having fun. That's slightly different. But right now, everyone has their eyes on that Lotus.
One of my favorite catchphrases for Magic players is there are no friends at the XO table. Currently, everyone's XO.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one's friends here, all right? There is a trend in Highlander where, as much as we've said, it is mostly mid-range hell out there. There is a lot of Grixis, a lot of Jund, a lot of White-Black, some Mardu. Most of these
pick 2 to 3 colors, and you can build a deck out of it.
You're mostly good, right? Black is quite well represented in Highlander at the moment. It has a lot of good interaction. It has a lot of good threats that haven't been pointed, out of the format, essentially. There is definitely this nod that you want to be in black, you get the Thoughtseize effects, but there's still some spice out there, which is why obviously we've got this Time Vault deck on camera.
Yeah, and I mean, Christopher's a great example of the power of black, right? He said black is actually the only color I need, and those discard spells are a big part of it because they're such flexible interaction. Powerful, cheap, they're good into both the combo decks like we see here with Shane on this paradoxical outcome artifact-based deck, but the Thoughtseize is totally fine in the mid-range mire, as you put it.
Exactly. And oh my god, is Shane getting to keep a 7 today?
I mean, he did pretty well off 5, so
not bad.
if he gets to keep 7, Chris has got no hope.
To be fair, it was a 5 that then got discard spelled twice and won the game on turn 4. So we're
pretty good.
We're doing pretty well.
Doing pretty well. Some days it's just your day. You ever sit down for a Magic tournament? Yeah. I feel like if I was Shane and I'd sat down, day starts off quite well when you get called up to a feature match.
Yeah.
Get to come back and watch the recording later. Then goes downhill. 1 mulligan, 2 mulligans.
Noses against Mono Black.
Yeah, gets hit by a discard spell on turn 1. The game's really going downhill.
Opponent doesn't take your Time Vault. Go back up a little bit on the roller coaster.
Yeah. There's hope. There's hope. You've kept the Teferi on top as well. So you know there's a Teferi coming. You think, this is going to be great. Next turn, 2 turns from now, I'm going to jam the Teferi, and that'll be it. Tezzeret, sorry, not Teferi. One of them.
It's 3 mana. It's pretty good either way.
And your opponent has another discard spell. More than that, it's a Mind Twist. So you're 50-50 to keep the Tezzeret.
50-50 to win the game immediately.
And instead you miss. And you must be thinking, wow, this is going really poorly. My hand's so bad, I'm going to skip the turn.
Yeah, take a little bit more time to think about this one. Hang on. Go ahead.
Your opponent ghost quarters you off of 1 color. You're thinking, wow, this is going so poorly. Untap, draw. Oh, hey, I win. Great. This is my day, actually. Yeah. I might not lose again today. If this is what it takes to beat me, no one's beating me.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of those things where he'll go and tell his friends, and I don't know Shane as a person, I haven't met him before, but sometimes you run the bit where you go and talk to your homies after the round, and everyone's, either, oh, yeah, I won, blah, blah, or they're starting to tell their bad beats, and you're like, yeah, I mulled a 5, I got hit by 2 discard spells, and then you're like, and then I kill him on turn 3, ah!
Yeah. Meanwhile, Chris has seen Shane's strategy and said, mulliganing to 5 seemed good, right? Well, I'll take a mulligan as well. And he's also going to go to 5.
I mean, Shane won off it. Maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe.
This is
Maybe.
it. He said, that seemed good. It was dubious to me, but it worked out all right.
And Chris is smiling. He's giggling as it's happening. So he's like, it works. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So Chris here will be looking for, number 1, some interaction, some way to break up Shane's combo. We saw him side in quite a number of artifacts, actually. There was the Damning Sphere, a few other pieces. Mono Black, of course, a little bit narrow in the interaction it can play. Has those discard spells. They're very good. But after that, you're not going to see a Collector Oof or a Kataki or a Stony Silence, that kind of thing.
Once the combo's in play, or once the cards are in the battlefield, there's not much Black can do. We don't have much Black artifact or enchantment removal. They have started printing a few little bits and pieces here and there. There is Oubliette as a way to beat artifacts from Black. But I would expect things like potentially Null Rod would be the only thing.
Null Rod's the big one.
Would be, slam dunk, we want this. And if Chris is bringing in haymakers like this out of the board, then I'm not surprised to see a mull this aggressively to try and figure out what we're doing here.
Now, Chris here just remembering that they have changed the mulligan rules, and you get to draw 7 and then put 2 back, rather than just draw 5.
What
and
a
hope.
dream. I kind of miss the old mulligan rules. 'Cause
Absolutely not.
This one, you feel happiness when you're mulliganing because you're like, oh, I can now sculpt my plan from 7 cards down to 5. I want to see the light fade from your eyes as you have less choices of what's going to be in your opening hand, and I want that shame to set in earlier.
Can't believe you're trying to like stir up nostalgia for just more non-games of Magic.
Okay, back in my day, Ian. Okay.
And this is a really nice one here. We see Dreams of Steel and Oil that Christopher is keeping.
I'm
Discard
a
spell that
big
takes
fan of
artifacts. Really nice. And exiles them as well. So if you get to take the Time Vault with that, that's
Gonskis.
it. It's gone.
We brought up Bomberman before. That's not happening.
Yep.
That's not happening at all.
Meanwhile, Shane's hand looks pretty land heavy. I think you can see at least 4 lands in there. One of them is an Odawara.
Yep.
A Savines Reclamation. Love that card. I think
That's
a
pretty good
Nemesis.
against discard spells.
It is really nice, yeah.
Pretty good.
Get back whatever they discard, and it has flashback.
And sometimes you can get back 2 things.
Yeah.
2 for 1? I love a little 2 for 1 against Mono Black.
It's like 3 unearths.
Okay, I'm down for 3 unearths.
For 8 mana, but still.
It's a lot of digging, but it's pretty good.
Look, it's a lot, but when your opponent's just throwing discard spells at you, pretty good.
But you know
Pretty
what's
good.
pretty good against reanimating things from your graveyard? Dreams of Steel and Oil, which I think we're going to see fight off immediately.
You know what I find really interesting? Chris has all his fetch lands in his mono black deck.
Yeah, got to get that equity.
Just
The 0.1%
Deck
of shuffle-
thinning?
Yeah, deck thinning. Absolutely.
I think I'd be off it purely because I don't have to shuffle. If I'm playing mono black, it's so that I don't have to shuffle.
I mean, there actually is a very good point, and we should bring this up. Avatar is legal for today.
It is.
And,
Pre-release weekend. We had a big pre-release last night.
We had 90 players, I think it was, around there. Repurposing Bay. There we go.
The
Love that
birthing
one.
pod. Artifact birthing pod. Yeah, we're going to take that one. That one seems good, I reckon.
That one's a sweet one.
Ripper Part's a really nice, flexible, interactive spell that these decks get access to. Can take out a small creature, can take out an artifact, enchantment. It's just a really flexible thing to deal with pretty much all of the hateful permanents that will
Yeah,
slow
for
you
sure.
down.
And it's one of those things that when you are playing these combo decks, most of your sideboard is not ways to interact with other combo decks or other decks. It is anti-hate cards. So you're trying to stop the hate pieces that are coming in for you, and be more of an interactive kind of deck slightly. We still want to be doing our unfair thing as much as possible. But here's Repurposing Bay, which is why we think this is, this is the take. Dreams of Steel and Oil can only take artifacts or creatures, so the other 2 aren't even an option. But good card, like the Bay. It's pretty fun.
One of the things about Shane's hand, of course, no 1-drop, no proactive plays at the moment. But you know what is sort of a proactive play? Finding a Surveil land.
God, I'm a fan of Surveil lands.
They're really nice.
Do you remember when they came out and everyone was like, I think I'll play 1.
Yeah, turns out.
Maybe. It's like, I'll play as many as you'll let me.
I'd like 2, maybe 3, to be honest.
We're going to see a lot of surveilling this weekend. There is... Sorry, my Avatar point, I'll get back to it. We are expecting a few cards from Avatar to maybe be on camera, but there is one that will be on camera very many times this weekend.
Yeah, there will.
We got a certain reader in the room. I'm going to call it the Mrs. Lathuris this weekend. My grade school librarian, her name was Mrs. Lathuris, and we are talking about One Shitong Librarian. There's a lot of shuffling in this format. One Shitong loves a little shuffling. Can we get One Shitong up on the screen? This is probably the best card from Avatar for 7 point. It is honestly not close. And there's a reason this card's price tag is also very, very high. This is a blue X legend with flash. It's not even on our database yet. Interesting. Oh no, here we go. We got it.
go. There are...
The Librarian itself. God, I love this card. So, we're having a bit of issue with the card image coming up, but I'll explain. It's an X blue flash flying vigilance 1/1. It is a bird spirit.
That doesn't seem that good, Dylan.
It's not that great, no. What's the X cost for? Well, when it enters, you put X +1/+1 counters on it, and you draw half X cards rounded down.
Okay, so it's like a Flash Hydroid Crisis.
Yeah, which is pretty good. A Flash Hydroid Crisis, not bad. You don't
Okay.
gain life though.
But
Well,
Flash is nice.
Flash is
I don't have
nice.
to put green cards in my deck.
Yeah, and you can play it for just 2.
Is
You
there
don't have
anything
to-
else?
Yeah, it's got another ability. When your opponent shuffles their
Or
library...
when they search.
Yeah, when they search their library, sorry, you put a +1/+1 counter on One Shitong, gets bigger, and you draw a card.
Gee, I wonder if there's much searching in this format.
Yeah, every deck is going to be on a large number of fetch lands. Every deck has some form of tutoring. We see Worldly Tutor in the format. We see Mystical Tutor. We see things like Stoneforge Mystic. We even see the spicy Cataran Summons, which is going to come up a little bit in the future. But yeah, this card is going to be making some waves today.
Meanwhile, back down the game, Christopher has decided to go after Shane's lands. So he
Oh,
played
yeah.
that Wasteland, and Shane said, that's fine, I'm going to fetch a basic. That'll stop your Wasteland.
Playing around it.
And Shane said, bet. And Wastelanded the second land and is now playing a Smallpox.
Oh my god, that's a contamination. Christopher also clearly a fan of the Future Sight borders. We've got the Future Sight contamination. We've got the Future Sight Mind Twist in hand as well.
So
Huge.
we're down to 1 land for Chris, no
One
lands
card in
for
hand.
Shane, 1 card in hand for Chris. Shane has 5 cards in hand due to the mulligan to 5 that we saw from Christopher. Christopher said, I might be mulliganing down to not many resources, but you're also going to have no resources.
Just guns pointed at each other, just like, what are we going to do here?
There's a Dismember for turn, and there's another Future Sight. I believe that was the Mind
That's
Twist.
the Mind
we said.
Twist, yeah.
That one not so great with only 1 land in play.
No, but, you know, we could draw more lands.
That's
We
true.
could- we
I
could
bet
get
there's a
there.
Dark Ritual in this deck.
Honestly, I would have loved to see Dark Ritual. Let's hit 2. I'm betting it on black again.
Maybe I'll take yours 2 spells.
Yeah.
Shane says, that's fine, I've got more lands.
Second Surveyor land has entered the battlefield.
Yeah. I've got 2 more lands in my hand. We can keep doing this. That's all right.
A lot
Slow
of
and
thought on
steady.
this one. Another fetch land. Okay, he's like, how many more things can you possibly have that are going to ruin my
Correct.
lands?
Shane's like, I got 2 more lands, but like,
Maybe do I want a fourth?
do I want the 4th land? Maybe.
Okay, we got
Voltaic Servant is back.
card B of the A plus B combo. One of
Volti, yeah, one of the many, many, many
B cards.
B cards.
So Shane's just looking for the A card, which honestly, I think that's going to be a lot of his weekend is going to be summed up with, where is my Time Vault, please?
That is sort of the name of the deck. And we haven't called it Time Vault because there is a PO in the deck. Oh, so Shane actually already had the 4th land. He was thinking about the 5th land.
That does flash back the Savines, so
That's
you know,
true.
I'm not against it. And this is the worst part as well, when you Thoughtseize and you see the Savines that you... I mean, you knew about the Savines, right? But you're like, I don't want to give it to your graveyard. Like,
It's coming back anyway.
it's coming back anyway. I see the lands you've got.
And now the beatdowns begin.
Boom. And you know what? Another combo in Shane's deck. Beginning of his end step. Okay, never mind.
Well, that was a fun game. Right up until Shane
Nice.
drew the busted card.
You know what you can't do? Thoughtseize the top of the deck.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be Shane moving on to 1-0. As we come back to the booth, you can come look at our beautiful faces again.
Not gonna lie, I want to see more of this Time Vault deck over this weekend because that looked so sick.
That did look sick.
That was just miserable.
That was really cool. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed just the Voltaic Servant beatdowns.
I was about to bring up the fact that it's a combo in itself. You know, it attacks for 1 and then end step untaps itself.
Absolutely.
Blocker as well.
Yeah,
I'm like vigilance with way more words.
I just love the sort of scrappy games
Yeah.
that you get there. Like, this is not how either of these decks plan to go, but we're just going to sort of make do with what we've got.
Watching combo decks fail and being like,
Attack for 1, I
One.
guess? Like, 1? I mean, I guess, like...
Brennan was saying yesterday that he made the other combination that Storm is capable of attack you with my Baleful Strix, untap it with Tezzeret.
Ooh, yesterday
Broken.
I play against Richard, and I put a Dark Confidant in play on turn 1, and he put a Thunder Trap Trainer in play on turn 2, and started beating me down with it. 5 turns later, I had to block with my Dark Confidant and trade it, because otherwise I was going to die to the combination of this 1-2 beating me down and my own Bob.
I love that. I mean, I'm always going to be on the side of Thunder Trap Trainer in this situation. That is one of my favorite Magic cards of all time.
It's really sweet. Hey, you know what? We're both Otter enjoyers.
We are. We
Stand-
are. I
throw back to
ruined
standard.
Ian for this, by
You
the
did.
way.
You absolutely did. You called me in on that. And they banned our card. They
Banned
banned
everything.
This Town Ain't Big Enough, and we couldn't play Otters. But you know what new card they printed in Avatar?
Boomerang Basics, yeah. The second this round is finished, I'm going to go buy my foils.
Oh.
I need to be playing some Boomerang
Oh, yeah.
Basics, and I'm getting my lesson on.
Yeah, I picked them up yesterday from MT2 Bazaar. Came in and said, I need 4 of those.
Here we go.
We're going to play Otters. Otters is back on the menu.
Oh, I'll send you the list. Don't worry. I got you.
Excellent.
I got you.
Excellent. You catch me between rounds, just on my phone, on a random, just bounce. But yeah, great. Roping out. Excellent.
Who
Meanwhile-
are bouncing on this Storm Chaser's talons?
Great. It's round 1. We're already getting banned from Twitch.
We're
Perfect.
here.
We're
Gotta
here.
try and
We're
keep
here,
it civilized.
we're here alongside 310 players. That's round 1 down. Shane starting
Done and
off
dusted.
exactly as he would like. He's 1 down. 12 rounds, so probably looking about 9-10 wins, something like that needed.
I would assume around that 9
Something like
mark.
that.
Like
Yep.
a 9-1-2 or a 9-2-1 is probably going to be a nice
Yep.
safe spot for the top 8 here.
First step,
Um,
though, 5 wins to get into day 2. So he's 20% of the way there.
Yeah, we're most of the way there. 20%. We can get there. I think, given how well that went, on how many horrible interactions that happened for Shane, I'd be cheering. I'd be like, that's got to be most of my bad luck gone, and I'm still here.
100%.
Like,
After that game 1, you'd be thinking, if that couldn't beat me, no one's beating me.
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
Like, this is my day, actually.
big fan. Well, look, we're going to have 155 happy players in the room after the end of this round, and 155 slightly sad players, but they'll bounce back.
You don't know. There might be some unintentional draws where both players are a bit unsatisfied.
You know what? True. So we're going to be at least 50% unhappy.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
kind of the benchmark here. But look, we've got a lot of content for you guys to come up. It's not just going to be blank screens after we finish rounds. So even if there are some rounds that finish quite early, I mean, I did Canberra 5 earlier this year, and we had a 6-minute round. That was pretty brutal. And it wasn't even like a burn or an insane combo deck. It was just white-black taxes versus Jund, and the Jund player just didn't get to put lands into play. That was just...
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Great. We love Highlander. Some really fun
amazing games. So yeah, we're going to wrap this up for round 1, throw to some extra coverage. So
Yep, absolutely. That'll be all from us here. We'll be back soon.